Good morning, everyone. Tuesday, yes, Tuesday morning. Had to think then. The days sort of merge, don't they? I am feeling not too great at the moment for one reason or another. And got to thinking how cheap life seems to be nowadays. Is it just nowadays? Where I live in the UK, there was a suicide at a park near where my son lives. A man committed suicide. And then unrelated to that, there was a double murder in the centre of Solihull, which is a very nice, affluent part of the country, not far from where I live, and a double murder. A mother and a daughter were murdered by the daughter's ex-boyfriend, who is now in custody. And I must admit, I tend to keep myself aloof from the Daily News. I don't want to hear it. Unless it's something major, I don't. Which brings me to this. When did it happen that murders and suicides were no longer major occurrences, but almost a daily event? How has it happened that life is taken so lightly? I can talk also from the experiences that we've had of hospitals, nursing homes, where those who have a duty of care don't fulfil that duty of care. They leave it for the next one, the next person, to pick up the slack. The slack being somebody's life. The hospital in Birmingham where Alfie was, and I've got no qualms about being open about this, and there's going to be an almighty blog, book, something about everything when I settle down to do it. But the hospital where Alfie was 3 years ago, my husband went in having had a fall. They thought he had a bleed on the brain. He was screaming. I've got the videos. 3.5 months, he was in that hospital. What we didn't know was the hospital had stopped his daily medication for Parkinson's disease. They'd stopped his daily antipsychotic drug. You can imagine the mess he was in. We were told to prepare for the worst. It was only when I got a consultant in from outside of the hospital that the errors in regards to the drugs were found out. I can't talk about my own experiences at the moment, but again, that's going to be the subject for a blog. When did we stop? When did we stop, society as a whole, living with compassion, living with responsibility for those in our care, living with knowledge and the wisdom to apply that knowledge? When did we stop taking personal responsibility? I see people on YouTube, young women on YouTube, in their early 30s, over 600 pounds in weight. Yes, the weight can be addressed, but the filth and the scabs and the dirt and the ingrained dirt under the fingernails and the filth that they live in. Has it always been this way? When did it become acceptable to promote oneself in public as being just dirty and lazy and gluttonous and begging? When did that become acceptable? When did it become acceptable for people to pretend to have illnesses that they don't have, simply to garner sympathy and attention? I saw my younger brother on Saturday, who's got cancer, and he's not well at all. And I have to say also that in a gentle way, I did say to him, "You're not taking care of yourself," which he isn't. I bought him some clean shirts because he's wearing older shirts. He's letting himself go, he's not bothering because he's so poorly. But you see, it's an attitude of mind. You can think yourself, yes, you've got the illness, yes, you've got problems, but you can also sink yourself into such depths of despair that you're never going to recover. That's something that I'm trying to deal with, and it isn't really my business. It's extended family. Again, I'm trying to be compassionate. I'm trying to apply wisdom, tempered with the knowledge, of course, that it isn't really my business. Is it? Is it? It's certainly my business. If ever I go somewhere and Alfie hasn't had a proper face wash or teeth brushed, that's certainly my business, and I attend to it. But it gets wearing. It wears me down, thinking I have to pick up the slack for everyone because I can't do it. Physically, I can't do it. Emotionally, I can't do it. And ethically, should I be doing it? Certainly I should for my husband, but elsewhere, should I be interfering? I don't know. Prayers, positive thoughts, positive vibes, certainly. There's a young woman who is just 40 years of age. She's a journalist and a broadcaster for a national radio station in the UK. And she has just been told that her breast cancer now has spread to the point where she has days to live, days. She has a little boy. So much heartache in the world. And yet there are people who actually not anticipate heartache, but pretend that they have these heartaches or bring about problems on themselves by their lifestyles. I'm by no means a saint. You know, there have been one or two occasions when I've drowned my sorrows with 3 or 4 glasses of wine and felt like hell the following day. That isn't something that, you know, I do on a regular basis, but I've done it. But when people choose to lie about what's wrong with them, when people choose to live a lifestyle that's gluttonous, that's dirty, that's filthy, that's begging, do they deserve our sympathy? Do they deserve our compassion? Yeah, I think they do. I think they do. And one can only hope that they do something to bring about change, because it is not to us to coerce them. I'm going to read something, my thoughts for today. The thought manifests as a word. The word manifests as a deed. The deed itself develops into a habit. The habit itself hardens into character. The character gives birth to destiny. So watch your thoughts with care and let them spring from love, born out of respect for all beings. And I would also say, born out of respect for yourself, each of us. This life that we've been given is a gift. At times, it's an uphill struggle. At the moment, it's a pretty uphill struggle for me. Why make it worse? Why make it worse by lying about what's going on in your life? Why make it worse by being gluttonous or using drugs or getting drunk or being filthy and not bathing? Why make it worse by begging and thereby losing what remnants of self-respect you may have, and certainly losing the respect of other people? Life is hard enough without making it worse. I think that's all that I will say for today. Have a wonderful Tuesday, everybody. It's raining pretty badly here at the moment, but it's nice because it's cool. Have a wonderful day. I'm off to see Alfie now, and lots of love and positive thoughts. Look after yourselves. Look after, as they say, number one, and let the rest follow on from there. God bless.